In the headlines, explosion at Niger Gas Station causes massive destruction, panic in Sabon Wuse. Ex-Adamawa Resident Electoral Commission Yunusa Ari alleges lack of fair hearing by tribunal. 2 suspected drug peddlers extort 125 wraps of heroin at Lagos Port Harcourt airports. On the foreign scene, Libya uncovers 50 migrant bodies in mass graves. Hello and welcome to the news update on Trust TV at this hour. I am Aisha Saliu. Thank you for joining us. Vehicles and other goods, including foodstuff, have been reportedly lost following an explosion at a gas plant at Sabon Wuse in Tafa local government area of the state. Reports say the explosion happened when the tanker was offloading gas at the station. Sources said the explosion, which occurred around 11 p.m. on Saturday, burnt 4 hours before the arrival of firefighters. The Director General, Niger State Emergency Management Agency, Abdullahi Baba Ara, confirmed the incident. Ara said NGEIL grains processing factory behind the gas plant was also gutted by the inferno, adding that about 550 bags of beans and 6 bags of soybeans were burnt in the factory.
Now they see our live direct to active. I don't feel poor. Jesus.
Abin da muke faɗan kenan ai tunda ba wannan ba zai shigo da wannan ba
shi wannan kuma a cikin jama'a da aka bai shi fa ya zauna
shi ne nake magana ai
bai kamata a bar shi a cikin jama'a
Away from that, now tanker drivers have been cautioned against reckless driving as a way of curbing the frequent tanker explosions across the country. The Public Relations Officer, Abuja Fire Service, Muhammad Ibrahim, who stated this during an interview with Trust TV, said caution on the part of drivers is key to addressing the menace. Trust TV's Kabir Lawal, who spoke with Ibrahim, also chatted with some tanker drivers in the Gwagwalda axis of the FCT on the rising causes or cases of fuel tanker explosion and how they can be halted. The report.
Nigeria has witnessed a number of petroleum tanker explosions in recent months. 2 weeks ago, a fuel tanker involved in a crash exploded in the oil-rich Delta state, killing at least 5 people who were trying to collect spilled petrol. Fuel prices have increased by more than 400% in the last 18 months, following bold economic policies by Nigerian President Bola Tinubu, including the removal of long-standing fuel subsidy. The changes have put millions of people into poverty, with many forced to turn to desperate measures for survival. The PRO FCT Fire Service, Ibrahim Muhammad Tawheed, explained that it is the responsibility of both government and tanker drivers to curb the menace of explosions in the country, adding that drivers should always adhere to the rules of driving, especially on the highways.
They need to be trained. The frequent occurrence is also as a result of negligence of these drivers. At times, the vehicle, that is the truck, will be demanding some technical maintenance, and the driver will not hit to hit. It's rather a theft or criminal case against such people. Because what is not yours, and you're jubilating to go and scoop, that is even a criminal offense against the nation, against that community, against the owners of the fuel that they're scooping.
However, some tanker drivers that spoke to Trust TV expressed displeasure with the menace of tanker explosions and road accidents, adding that government has important roles to play in terms of repairing bad roads and making sure that agencies tasked with road safety are living up to expectations.
So that's many things why it's causing this accident to the driver in the highway. I'm supposed it's not be like that. Because why is road safety can ever find the driver in the steering? It's not supposed. Because when those officers use all those things finish, they not keep it for the best, they use it to be robbing us in the highway. Let our government find solution to do it.
By now, I supposed to be on the road, moving. But due to some circumstances, we have to park till evening times. Because mostly all these law enforcement agencies, they are not helping the matter as well. You know, when you move during the day, you will see the road clearly. You will see coming vehicles.
On the 18th January 2025, a fuel tanker carrying roughly 60,000 liters of petroleum overturned at the Diko Junction near Suleja in Niger State and exploded, killing skulls when local residents gathered to collect spilled fuel. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, a former Independent National Electoral Commission's resident electoral commissioner for Adamawa State, Yunusa Hudu Ari, has urged Nigerians not to be deluded by the concept of immunity under Section 308 of the Nigerian Constitution. He stated this in Bauchi State while reacting to the Election Tribunal, which he alleged has not given him fair hearing in his alleged electoral offense case. Trust TV's Adamu Imam files in this report.
Barrister Yunusa Hudu Ari, while expressing concern with the conduct of Election Tribunal in Adamawa State for rejecting his evidence prior to his defense at the witness box, he said it was unfortunate for an organized body to use selfish interest in satisfying one individual above the interests of the nation. Hudu Ari further lamented the attitude of the leadership of the Independent National Electoral Commission on the matter for not accepting his letter sent to the INEC chairman, while insisting that Aisha Binani won the 2023 governorship election in the state.
The civil service is governed by civil service rules, procedures, and practices. And when you abuse that, it means you're at your own. If I see, not that I was, in law, that's what you call the golden rule of natural justice.
He further denied the allegation of collecting bribes to the tune of 2 billion naira, while challenging anybody to present their fact before the Nigerian public.
And how do you abuse the system and think you can go okay? You'll be okay for you. It will never be okay.
Ari further accused INEC and PDP in Adamawa State of conniving with security agencies to disrupt the inconclusive rerun to satisfy their interest at that time. Adamu Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
In politics, former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso met with the immediate past Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola at his Lagos residence on Saturday. Kwankwaso shared details of the meeting on social media, stating that their discussions focused on national politics, governance, and the future of Nigeria's democratic landscape. The meeting comes amid growing calls for the opposition to form a united front against President Bola Tinubu's administration. Aregbesola, a former close ally of Tinubu, had a political fallout with the president over the second-term governorship ambition of Boyega Oyetola, who succeeded him as Osun State Governor. Oyetola later served as a minister under former President Muhammadu Buhari. Kwankwaso, a two-time governor of Kano State and former minister, was the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party in the 2023 elections. Now, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have foiled attempts by two drug kingpins to smuggle heroin to Nigeria through the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, and the Port Harcourt International Airport. The traffickers were said to have swallowed the illicit substances in a bid to evade detection, but were intercepted by NDLEA operatives and placed under excretion observation, leading to the recovery of a combined total of 125 wraps of heroin. NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. He said one of the arrested traffickers, Onye Kwonike Elochukwu Silvanus, was apprehended at the Port Harcourt Airport on Sunday, 2nd February 2025. NDLEA officers caught him during the inward clearance of a Qatar Airways flight from Doha via Abuja after a body scan confirmed he had ingested illicit drugs. The NDLEA spokesman identified the second kingpin as James Herbert Chinonso, 48, who was arrested on Saturday, 1st February at the Lagos airport upon his arrival from Madagascar via Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Under strict surveillance, Chinonso excreted 63 wraps of heroin weighing 909 grams. He admitted that financial hardship following the collapse of his phone accessories business in Liberia drove him into the illicit trade. In other news, officers of the Directorate of Operations and General Investigation intercepted 2 parcels of loud, a potent synthetic strain of cannabis, on Thursday. The consignment, weighing 2.82 kilograms, was seized at a courier firm. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has intensified security at custodial centers nationwide, deploying armed personnel and intelligence officers to prevent jailbreaks and criminal activities. NSCDC Commandant General Ahmed Audi directed all state commandants to implement the measure, emphasizing the need to protect these facilities, which have been classified as critical national assets. NSCDC spokesman Babawale Afolabi stated that the deployment aims to complement the efforts of the Nigerian Correctional Service in securing the centers. Nigeria has experienced multiple jailbreaks in recent years, leading to the escape of over 6,385 inmates from 11 custodial facilities, while 2,032 have been rearrested from more than 4,285 remain at large. Security agencies continue efforts to crack down the escapees while strengthening custodial facility protection nationwide. And to the south-south region of the country, residents of Omagwa community in Ikwere local government area of Rivers State on Sunday barricaded the busy Omagwa Road leading to the Port Harcourt International Airport over the alleged killing of their kinsman by a police officer attached to the Omagwa Divisional Police Command. Community sources said after policemen from the division invaded the community in the early hours of Sunday, one of the policemen shot one Bright Chukuma Egbule, a resident of Omagwa. Following the incident, angry residents took the remains of the deceased to the police station and thereafter barricaded the road leading to Port Harcourt International Airport, thereby making vehicular movement difficult. The spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, said the command is aware of the incident, adding that normalcy has been restored with adequate security on ground to prevent any breach of peace. She said the deceased corpse has been deposited at the morgue while the police officer involved in the incident has been arrested and detained. You're watching the news update coming to you live from Trust TV. Coming up ahead, small business owners in Lagos struggle with capital shortages. We'll bring you plenty more stories after the break. We'll be right back. It's nice to have you join us again. You're still watching the news update on Trust TV. Now let's have another look at some of our top stories. Explosion at Niger Gas Station causes massive destruction, panic in Sabon. Also, ex-Adamawa resident Electoral Commissioner Yunusa Ari alleges lack of fair hearing by tribunal. And now to other stories. Shafiu Bawa, an assistant superintendent of police, attached to 61 police mobile force, Kontagora, the headquarters of Kontagora local government area, has reportedly committed suicide. The lifeless body of the deceased was discovered hanging from ceiling of his room on Saturday afternoon. Sources say his father, Usman Bawa, first raised the alarm and reported the matter at the Kontagora Police Division. The spokesperson for the Niger State Police Command, SP Wasiu Abiodun, confirmed the incident to our correspondent. The body, he said, had been removed and released to his family for burial. The incident is, however, still under investigation to ascertain the reason for the action. Away from that, now small businesses are facing a lot of challenges as a result of poor financial management, which often leads to failure. An adequate understanding of financial concepts will enable small business owners to maximize profits by reducing unnecessary costs and being prepared for market volatilities and economic downturns. Victor Atokolo, who spoke with small business owners in Lagos State, reports that most of them lament that lack of financial capital is the major challenge to their growth. Her report as presented from our studio.
Financial literacy will no doubt help a business owner manage the business cash flow situation better than forecasting cash flow, identifying potential shortfalls, and taking proactive measures to maintain liquidity. When a business owner has adequate financial knowledge, he or she is able to make data-driven decisions rather than rely on guesswork. Many business owners do not truly appreciate the critical nature of financial literacy in their business. They had a vision, sourced the seed money, made recruitment, and developed the product or services, and have assumed the business will simply run from there.
I need the big money. The more I get big money now, the more I disappear, get more business. So that some more time from now to 1 year, by the grace of Allah, I will make up. I know the way. But the capital now be the problem.
The way we do it that maybe you will come for training, maybe for like to serve a master. You will serve like 5 years or 6 years. From there, you will have the idea of the business. So after settlement, you can start the business.
Some believe they merely need to engage professionals, and such professionals will run the business seamlessly. But the biggest challenge remains how to manage resources, and this is where the lack of financial education in business comes in.
Majorly, I don't go for trainings, maybe financial trainings, and if I need any knowledge regarding my business, so what I do is I will just go to YouTube. We have bigger brands that are experts in our feed, so I just go to YouTube or go to Instagram, watch their videos and put it into practice. So as time goes on, I become better in whatever the challenge I'm facing at the moment.
First, there is no educational training for finance or anything pertaining to the business. It's just the normal basic skill training. Then the major challenges we are having is the high rocking price of materials in the market. Like, it's really challenging. So, and our customers won't see it that way.
I did not go to any training. So what I don't know that I learned this work. Then we thank God, since when I started. Then what I just know that I pray to God, make this work carry me go up more than this.
Financial literacy remains critical to the success of small businesses. Among other benefits, it helps a business owner manage risks and make informed decisions that will engender sustainable growth. The business world is increasingly complex and competitive, and a business owner must have all the necessary skills, including being financially savvy, to navigate the complex and highly competitive business environment.
It's time now to take developments away from Nigeria. Authorities in Libya say they uncovered nearly 50 bodies this week from 2 mass graves in the country's southeastern desert. It's the latest tragedy involving people seeking to reach Europe through the North African country. 19 bodies were found on Friday in a farm in the city of Kufra, as authorities posted images on Facebook showing police officers and medics digging in the sand and recovering dead bodies that were wrapped in blankets. Migrants' mass graves are not uncommon in Libya. Last year, authorities unearthed the bodies of at least 65 migrants in the Shuairif region, 350 kilometers south of the capital, Tripoli. Libya is the main transit point for migrants from Africa and the Middle East trying to make it to Europe. And finally, in sports, Nasarawa United technical advisor Kabiru Dogo has expressed disappointment following his side's loss to El Kanemi Warriors. The Solid Miners went down to a 1-0 defeat against Aliyu Zubairu's side in Maiduguri on Saturday. Alamin Umar scored the decisive goal for El Kanemi Warriors 3 minutes before the half-hour mark. Dogo, however, praised his players for their hard work in the keenly contested encounter. Nasarawa United will take on Ikorodu City in their next league game. Very well then, that's about the details of the news update at this moment. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join us on our YouTube live stream for more news programs and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching. Join us again.